Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I'm your host, Jose Garza, and tonight I'm going just solo myself right now. It's October 29th, Wednesday night, so just going to be on here for a little bit, just talking some sports. But right now, I want to talk some sports, and I can talk about anything. Football, let's talk basketball, let's talk some MMA. Shoot, I'm going to throw in some pro wrestling in there because I can. And I'll give a shout out to MLB, to the World Series and everything just a bit. But guys, let's get started. Right now, I'll talk some football. Man, what a weird week, right? And we typically have this around the middle of the season. Some blowout weeks, some weeks where just like nothing but dominance, no real competition games. I mean, the Jets and the Bengals, two of the worst teams in the league, right? Because one team that was winless and the other team doesn't even have their star quarterback. And they probably put out the best game out this weekend. But um, that doesn't mean it doesn't take away the fact that we got to see some great performances this weekend, right? Joel came back, made Justin Herbert and the Chargers look great against Minnesota. Thursday Night Football. Jordan Love probably had the best game of his NFL career yet, going against his former mentor, his former lead, Aaron Rodgers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. James Cook cooked again. I mean, what can I say, right? When you got a defense you can run over, you tend to do that. And Myles Garrett, you got the money because you were ready to go look for competition. You got your money, you got your 5 sacks, and you took another L because that's who the Cleveland Browns are. But this is a fun season. A lot of teams are on bye. A lot of good teams are on bye. They'll be back this week, so that'll be good to see. Um, Drake May, Patrick Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, Baker Mayfield, Matthew Stafford. 5 names I think right now should be heavily in the talks for the MVP race. I mean, we've been watching this season a lot of growth from a lot of guys and a lot of returns from former Giants, really making impact for their teams this year. So, um, as a Pats fan, I'm excited because we weren't expecting Drake May to have this kind of season to where we're having an MVP caliber probably type season from him. So it's exciting news for us for the future. Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback right now in today's generation after Tom Brady. Um, he's just doing great things, man. He finally got his weapons back. He's finally got a lot of things back they didn't have early on, which is why they started 0-2. And now they're killing it. They've won 5 of the last 6 games. They're looking good right now, looking scared. They're looking like the Chiefs. And if you're a hater of the Chiefs, like my wife heavily is, then bad news right now. Chiefs are doing good. Um, Baker Mayfield's out been no Mike Evans twice, right? Hamstring, now a concussion plus clavicle. Maybe he'll be back. Definitely ruins his 1,000-yard goals to surpass Jerry Rice. No Chris Godwin really this year. They paid him. Seems like a huge mistake. Bucky Irving got hurt. Great running back, but incapable to go the last month. So Mecca Buka, hamstring, still came out, still played, trying to do what he can for his team. But the Bucks are surviving, and a lot of it does have to do thanks to Baker and the efforts of that team. So shout out to them. And of course, with Matthew Stafford, juggernauts, man. That team is just amazing to watch. You love it to see him with Puka, with Devontae Adams, Kyrie Williams doing his thing here and there. Um, you just get to enjoy. And the defense, Jared Verse, um, you just get to enjoy this unit. And so those guys right now are doing their thing. And so that's why I have those 5 guys I mentioned earlier as my top 5 candidates for MVP right now. Anything can happen though. We're not even technically in the middle of the season after this weekend's games. And then halfway of the season, we're done. And maybe next week we'll go through some half-season awards, mid-season awards, and we'll talk about it there. Right now, I'll go ahead and tell you my top 10 NFL teams right now through the power rankings. I usually do a top 5 list with my boys at the People's Debate, which will be on actually tonight. So you should be able to watch after you see this or before you've seen this, you should have already known what my top 5 are. But going into it right now, my top 10 teams, my power rankings. At number 10, I would have the Patriots. Now you'll say, Jose, they're 6-2. That's your team. They've won 5 in a row. Why don't you have them higher? A lot of it has to do with the fact of level competition. We have beaten the Bills, but on the other 4 teams that we've beaten in this 5-game win streak have been lost scrubs. Not really good teams, right? Panthers, Titans, Saints, Browns. None of those are good teams. And so I have to be honest with myself that, yes, we have great win over the Bills and Buffalo, where Stephon Diggs killed it. Even in a game where Drake May didn't have touchdowns, he showcased why he's an MVP candidate. But I have the Patriots at number 10. And I think that's fair. There's no reason to jump into high expectations right now, only 8 weeks into the season. At number 9, I have the Denver Broncos. They're up there, one spot ahead of the Patriots. A lot of it has to do with the fact that how great their defense are. Now, for me, I think Bo Nix is taking a little bit of a step back compared to last year. This team could be 4-4, 5-3. It could be anything, right? They're 6-2 right now. They could have lost to the Giants. They could have also beaten the Colts, to be fair. So I will say that. They could have beaten the Chargers. Their record could be anything, and that's where, I guess, because of how close those games are, you just don't know. But because of how great their defense is, and I will say they're higher than the Patriots right now, I will say that that's a team that deserves to be at number 9. At number 8, I will have the 5-2 LA Rams. Now, some people are going to say, Jose, that's way too low. You'll see as far as the teams above them, the competition, like it's packed. Like these 10 teams are the 10 teams I really believe they'll be in the postseason no matter what right now. They're in. Like these 10 are in. Teams that are not in it right now, I have question marks, and that's why they're not in the top 10 right now. Rams are for sure, but I just think that they could do so much more with all this talent. And I feel like there's some games, like the Eagles game, that they gave up on, that they could have had more control over had they taken advantage of it. They have all the talent. I want to see them utilize it more. So I'll leave them at 8 for now, which sounds crazy. Number 7, I have the defending champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, also 6-2. 2 bad losses back-to-back against the Broncos and the Giants. So I have to penalize them for that. Still a top 10 team. I don't know what OC Patullo's doing. They didn't figure it out. They had finally a week where Saquon dominated. Also, at the same time, A.J. Brown wasn't playing. They were at the number 1 offense last year. They're somewhere in the middle of the pack between 15 and 21 right now. They need to be better. They still need to be a lot better. This is a team that has all the arsenal that it should be almost easy to be winning with. And every week it feels like it's a struggle for them just to get these wins. So I have the champions at number 7. At number 6, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have them going to the Super Bowl this year, but injuries are plaguing them, which is why they're falling. They also didn't look that great, even in victory against the Saints this past weekend. And we saw how they got demolished by the Lions a few weeks ago. Again, injuries are hurting, but it's fair. They're 6-2 right now. Number 6 is not a bad spot for them. They still can very much contend, especially once everyone's healthy again. That's going to be a huge thing too. Once everyone is fully healthy, because there's been times with no Tristan Wirfs. There's no times when we've already mentioned Mike Evans, Bucky Irving, Chris Godwin. Once they're all healthy, I think this team can really, they can really compete. Number 5, I have the Detroit Lions, 5-2. They just came over by. Bad loss to the Chiefs, bad loss to the Packers, but they've beaten everyone else very handily. And you got to give them respect to that. They're doing their own thing. So I do think that Detroit can do much more. But they're not the best NFC team right now, in my opinion. As some pundits and some other power rankings I've seen, they're not the best NFC team. Number 4, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Like I mentioned already, 5-1 the last 6 games. 3 in a row already. few weeks ago, I was complaining to people that were putting in their top 5 when they were only a 1-game win streak and they were 3-3 and stuff like that. Now they've won 3 games in a row. Now they're 5-3. They're looking really good. They're looking really good. So I'm going to leave them at 4 right now. Number 3, I have the Seattle Seahawks. Boy, Minnesota is right now kicking themselves for letting Sam Darnold go. But I'll be honest, at the time, it wasn't a bad thing to let him go, especially of how Sam Darnold looked the last 2 weeks to close out the season last year. So I'm not mad at them for that, but the Seahawks are taking full advantage. JSN right now is leading the league in receiving yards. This team is looking really good right now. Defensively, Mike McDonald, Baltimore misses you. Obviously, right now, your defense's schemes, they're the second best NFC team right now, in my opinion. Second. Now, I know they've lost to the Buccaneers, but it was a close loss. It was a shootout. But right now, they're the second. The best NFC team right now is ranked at number 2, and that's the 5-1-1 Green Bay Packers. Again, Jordan Love just had the best game of his career. Michael Parsons has been killing it the last few weeks. They're scary, man. They're scary. If Jordan Love's not turning the ball over, that's the most important thing. This team can do stuff. They finally got Christian Watson back. Imagine when they get Jayden Reed back. I don't know if this is going to be a scary team, especially with everything that they have on their arsenal. Josh Jacobs, Michael Parsons, Devontae Wyatt. Crazy scary. And number 1, formation in the end. But it's close. 7-1 right now, killing it. They don't have much more to say. Already talked about it with JT's MVP season. Javarius Ward was a great signing. I think he's a big difference maker on defense overall. So I'm going to give props there. So this past weekend, we had UFC 321. UFC 321. Tom Aspinall, the undisputed heavyweight champion, becoming champion due to John Jones' retirement, aka vacancy. And he had his first title defense against Cyril Gane, a guy who's fought 2 times for the title, lost both those fights, one in 5 rounds, the other in 2 minutes. And it was looking good for Gane for a while. And it was actually looking good. I thought it was good competitive. I know Gane was tagging him a little bit here and there, but I thought it was really good back and forth. I thought we were really looking forward to a good classic within the later rounds, probably finishing in the 3rd or 4th. But it ends with an accidental eye poke. And that's because Cyril Gane decided to shove 3 fingers onto Tom Aspinall's eyes. One digging knuckle deep into the eyeball, onto the eye socket. And the other 2 looks like it's really scratched the eyelids. And what's been baffling me is how much MMA media, how much fans have gone extremely stupid. He got raped. I mean, literally, he got finger fucked in the eye. Nobody wants to get finger fucked in the eye, okay? Maybe there's some lunatic out there that does, but no, I don't think the most normal person does. And that's what happened. Tom Aspinall got destroyed by the finger pokes, and timeout was given and stuff like that, and he was just repeating, I cannot see, and realistically, how many people can during that time? Like, his eyes looked horrible. It didn't look good. Like, the replay showed it, and yet the world, Chael Sonnen, Anthony Smith, Dustin Poirier, all these guys are coming out there saying, well, Michael Bisping lost an eye for the sport. You're okay to lose your eye in this situation. And it's like, are you? Are you really? We're blame on the champion who got fucked over by an illegal move because he couldn't continue. Fellas, and Dana White too, by the way, the UFC president, he came out and said, well, Gane was piecing him up and just looked like Tom didn't want to keep going. It's like, what did you see? What did you see there that made you think these are the right things to say? And what it brings me back to the time when Peter Yan, UFC champion, bantamweight champion, illegally kneed his challenger, Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain was on knees, got struck on the head by while he a downed opponent. Being a down opponent, you cannot knee somebody with one knee or two knees down the ground. And for whatever reason, Peter Yan, full control of the fight. He was winning. It's all him. He's about to retain his championship. Looks at his corner, listens to one guy say, knee him, in their own language. And he does. And then he gets disqualified. And Aljamain Sterling becomes champion due to disqualification. And Twitter destroys him for it. For being the victim. Because he couldn't continue because he got illegally kneed. He became crucified for that. And it's like, are we not throwing blame at Jan for throwing the foul? And now we're doing this again with Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane is, oh man, he's so innocent. He's so innocent. John Jones made this interesting after his press conference when he beat Gane last year. 7 seconds into the fight, Gane threw a kick real low to the cup. And John Jones took the timeout. He said, I didn't really need to take the timeout. But I wanted the ref to know that this guy's a cheater. And now to keep an eye on it. Because sometimes the refs don't do that early on. They don't really pay attention to anything that's done. And he got kicked in the nuts. And after that, he took him, fight resumed, took him down, choked him out. And it's interesting John Jones said that because if you look back at past fights of Cyril Gane, Tai Tuivasa, Junior Dos Santos, before his TKO knockout wins, he throws blatant shots to the back of the head, illegal shots to the back of the head. He's raked eyes, he's grabbed fences in previous fights. And John Jones, being the tactician that he is, knew this and made sure, because it wasn't the first low cup Cyril Gane's thrown. He's a kickboxer, right? He's a striker. He knows the range to throw a little higher to the belly. He knows when to throw the cup to get the little slight advantage. So Tom Aspinall just got caught in that. And I get it. Cyril Gane is like, oh man, I'm 0-2 in championship fights. I can't really lose that again. He's trying to back up, and cowards tend to put their fingers out to create some range when they're about to get hit. It's like, ah! That's how Cyril Gane sounded like on Saturday. Ah! You know, so and shoved 3 fingers down freaking Tom Aspinall's eyes. And yeah, man. So unfortunately, everyone's against Tom Aspinall right now. I'm not. I don't think that's a fair assessment to do. He didn't grab Cyril Gane's fingers and poke himself in the eye. That's just stupid. When the rematch does happen, I think Tom will come in more prepared. Cyril Gane, hopefully. And this is Dana White's fault. This is UFC's fault. They had gloves last year where they couldn't pick it up anymore. They couldn't really pick up the fingers. They were stuck like this. And because they love John Jones so much, and because he asked for it, he said, no, I don't want the new gloves. I want the old gloves where I can poke people in the eye. John Jones is known for that. Greatest of all time, though, nonetheless. And so, yeah. So now we went back to the original gloves, and now we're having this issue again. So, hey, you know, that's what you get. You should just stick to the new gloves. They were doing a lot better job of keeping their hands down and not reaching out. But that's MMA for you. MLB World Series right now, 2-2 between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Fun series. The underdogs is the Blue Jays. The Dodgers are still reeling from being champions last year. So, my goodness, what was it? Monday night, they won 18 innings, 6.5-hour game. No, thank you. No, thank you. You are really true committed baseball fans if you stayed up all night to watch all that. Because, my goodness, I could not. But that's great stuff. I know Shohei Ohtani is coming out looking like the greatest of all time. So, good stuff there. I did want us to talk a little bit about the NBA, how great the season has started. 1 week in, 1 week plus, 8 days. We're looking good right now. Giannis is leading a bad Bucks team to 3-1 start. Spurs starting out 4-0. Bulls 16 under Giddy, 4-0 right now. I mean, Who else? SGA and the Thunder. Chet's looking good early on. Uh, the Philadelphia 76ers, my God, VJ Edgecombe is a really early favorite to win, Rookie of the Year. Tyrese Maxey is doing great things. Joel Embiid still got no knees, limited 20 minutes per game. I know he wants more time, but you gotta make slow recovery because you're probably not gonna be around much longer, dude. Like 2-3 years maybe. And Sixers gotta invest. They have money invested in you, so they need to keep you out there. We're seeing a little early struggles right now with the Houston Rockets, Orlando Magic, Boston Celtics. I think those teams will turn around. I think those are playoff teams that will be making the playoffs once more the season's ramped up. Last year we had the Sixers and the Bucks at the bottom for a very long time before they turned it around. Well, the Bucks did, the Sixers didn't. Embiid was out the whole season. So we'll see. But as a Spurs fan, as you can tell from all the stuff back here, I'm very excited to see what I'm watching right now. We have Victor Wembanyama was ranked to be a top 5 player by ESPN to start the season, or to be a top 5 player by the end of the season. I guess that's how they ranked it. And I was skeptical. I was like, maybe top 10 for sure. But there's a lot of guys he's got to go past, like Ant, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, a lot of guys that are going. I don't know what KD is going to be in Houston. Is he going to go back to top form? I know there's a lot of Houston Rockets fans that are like Osprey Sengun is going to be up there soon, if not already there. So we didn't know. And man, he came out the gates hot, 40, 15, and 3 blocks against Dallas Mavericks. My goodness, what he did to Derek Lively and Anthony Davis, I didn't think was possible, especially believing like how like that's a great like front court duo, and he destroyed them. And wow, it was beautiful to watch. What Victor Wembanyama's training has been over the summer with, after the blood clot issue to his shoulder, training with Shaolin monks for like 10 days, going with Jamal Crawford, going with Kevin Garnett, going with Hakeem Olajuwon. And this is what makes legends so great, right? Like the guys like we've seen, like LeBron and Michael Jordan, Kareem, Tim Duncan, Magic, Shaq, Steph Curry. He absorbed all that, a lot of that he learned from just really off this offseason. Man, he's putting it on early on. And a lot of it could be done that, Greg Popovich, sadly forced into retirement after a stroke and an incident at a restaurant a few months ago that really we gotta put a pause. We cannot let him go out there and stress out. And we love Pop way too much. And we Spurs fans thank Pop for everything he did for us. But it was definitely time to move on. And we're seeing it now with a full offseason of Mitch Johnson as a head coach, his own coaching staff. We've seen how this whole team is being utilized. Wemby didn't want to be, he was acting like an Anthony Davis. He didn't want to be the power guy down below. He wanted to be the guy that shoots on the outside range and all this other stuff. Garnett, Hakeem, the coaching staff, Tim Duncan, obviously, Terry Robinson, they're still, they're still helping the young guys come up. And I know a lot of word came into his ear that say, dude, you're big, get strong, you're going to dominate. And thank God he's cut back on the 3-point shots. He was shooting 8.8 a game last year. Now he's down to 2.8. He was a 35% shooter last year. He's 36 this year, but it's more efficient shots. He's taking a lot better decisions. He's not wasting all his shots on the dang 3-point line in the perimeter. He's bullying guys. He's bullying Anthony Davis, bullying Zion. He's bullying Brandon Ingram. He's bullying all these Nick Claxton. Name it. It doesn't matter. They got the Heat coming up tomorrow. He's just been bullying, and I love it. I loved it, that how he looked in the preseason, and he was pushing guys back like, okay, I see you, Wemby, I see you. And it's just amazing to watch. And ESPN got it right. Top 5 player right now. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care. It's only 4 games in. He put him with SGA, Jokic, Giannis, and Luka. Top 5 player, man. Stephon Castle, been a great point guard while De'Aaron Fox is out. My only hesitation right now is his free throws. That's about it. But otherwise, I'm killing it. Dylan Harper killing it. Just had another the other night at the season opener or the home opener, 26-8. Oh man. And I know a lot of Spurs fans are like, man, I I don't think we need Fox. And I'm like, we need Fox. We certainly do need De'Aaron Fox still. These guys are not 3-point shooters. He can shoot the midi, he can shoot the long range. Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper right now are slashing. They're not really killing it in the perimeter, and that's totally fine. They don't need to yet. We need them to do what they're doing because it's helping this team right now. Get into the paint, get under the basket, fake them out, pump, get in there, lob it up to Wemby, whatever you need to do. Luke Cornet's been a great addition. Love it. De'Aaron Fox is a 33% 3-point shooter. He's gonna do more on assists than Stephon Castle and then Harper are right now. He averages 6 a game in his career. So when we get Fox back and got Castle, Harper, Wemby, oh my God, Kellen Johnson and Devin Vassell doing a great things for the as the others, right? The guys who've been there longer, but they're now the others. They're doing great stuff there too. So Luke Cornett, like I already mentioned, great stuff. So Harrison Barnes. Don't even have Jeremy Sohan yet, and he's a great defender. He can defend 1 through 5, really. So we'll see. All right, guys, and finally for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and predict WWE's PLE show that's gonna be on Peacock this weekend. I am a WWE fan, been for a long time since about 2000. I think WrestleMania 2000 was my first Mania, which I know it wasn't great, but I am a wrestling fan since. Got the stuff behind me to prove it. But anyways, Saturday night's main event probably going to be headlined by CM Punk versus Jey Uso for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. Guys, don't like Jey Uso. They say he's an entrance. He says 4 letters, 1 word. And Punk is just like a fan favorite overall. But give me the Yeet Man. Give me Jey Uso for the win. Give me new champion. Doesn't have to be a long reign. I think it's going to be a short reign. If you're a wrestling fan like I myself, you know that Jey Uso is this day and age Jeff Hardy. He's popular with the crowds. He's popular with the kids. Selling the merch, #1 sales. So he'll be a short reign transitional champion like Jeff Hardy was. Because I think he's going to drop it to Braun Breaker or somebody not long after. Triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. Dirty Dom Mysterio, a.k.a. the greatest Mysterio of all time, a.k.a. Double Champ, a.k.a. Liz Man, takes on Penta El Cero Miedo and Rusev, a.k.a. Miro. That should be a fun match. It's been a good feud. The Intercontinental Championship is getting a lot of love right now, which I enjoy because it's the Worker Man's Championship. It's a title that really makes it or breaks you as far as if you're ready for the next level or not. And Dom's the future, man. Dominic Mysterio's the future. I got Dominic Mysterio retaining. I really don't see a reason why to have him drop it just yet. Penta and Rusev don't need the title necessarily, but if Penta comes on winning, because I think Penta should be the one out of any of these other guys that like truly would need it to elevate, it'd be Penta. But I got Dominic Mysterio this weekend. Then we got Tiffany Stratton, champion for all year long so far, versus Jade Cargill. It's like, oh God, their third singles match in the last 3 months. Their fourth overall. We don't need to see any more. But Jade's a heel now. She looks great with the scar that she got in that triple threat match. I think it really adds on to her now heel persona. But yeah, give me Jade Cargill to become the new WWE Women's Champion. Go on to possibly to be one of the main events of WrestleMania when she goes on against maybe Bianca Belair. That would be a fun overall thing to have. And then finally, throw the Undisputed WWE Championship. I don't know why it's still called Undisputed Championship because it's just there's 2 world titles. There's no undisputed. The champion Cody Rhodes takes on Drew McIntyre in a rematch from last month. WWE was so scared to pull the trigger on McIntyre last month, even though reports were saying Cody Drew, Randy Orton were all pulling for Drew to come out winning. I think they make it right here. Drew McIntyre finally walks out and has a good, decent run with the WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes doesn't need it. He'll be the face of WWE for a long time. He doesn't need to be the world champion the whole time. Give me Drew McIntyre to come out. I think he'd be 4-time world champion if he wins this. So let's get it done. But guys, that is my predictions for that. As far as anything else, let's go on and predict week 9 matchups for the NFL season. So first up, we got Ravens at Dolphins. Give me the Ravens to win. I think they're now gonna definitely go in line and take the AFC North. Niners at Giants. They're both bedridden. They're both badly hurt. Niners are more healthier. But that turf, man, it takes out people. It's going to contradict a few things. Give me the Giants to win this one. Crazy, I know. Chargers at Titans. I got the Chargers. Not once Joe All came back, it was domination for that offense again. Vikings at Lions. Vikings struggle with the Lions. They don't do good. Give me the Lions for that one. Falcons at Patriots. Before the season started, I predicted that Falcons would win this game. They didn't look good last week. They haven't looked good since they beat the Bills a few weeks ago. This is a tough one. I'm taking the Patriots, but it's going to be closer than people think. It's not going to be belt to ass or anything like that, like how the Patriots been doing the last few weeks. Colts at Steelers. I can see the Steelers upsetting because it's just one of those trap games that could happen. I'm picking the Colts. I can totally see the Steelers winning. Don't know why. Gun in my head. Don't know why, but I do. Broncos at Texans, sorry. 2 top defenses in the league right now, in my opinion. The winner kind of will show who's the better defense overall, in my opinion. The Texans are slight favorites, I think 1.5. Give me Houston to come out on top of here. I just like their chances a lot better than Broncos. I know they just blew out the Cowboys, but the Cowboys are the worst defense in the league right now. So give me the Texans. Bears at Bengals. Joe Flacco's out, so it's back to Jake Browning. Bears shouldn't lose. Chicago shouldn't lose. So give me Chicago, but it should be an easy win for them. Panthers at Packers. Heavy favorites for the Packers. I know they're back at Lambeau, and they're obviously in a win streak right now. Packers, wouldn't be surprised if Panthers cover if Bryce Young's back. If Bryce Young's back and the offense is finally understanding it's Rico Dotto, not Chuba Hubbard, that should be getting all the majority of snaps, the Panthers should cover, but Packers will win. Saints at Rams. They went to Tyler Shook. That means they're tanking for the season. They're going for the number 1 pick. Give me the Rams. Jaguars at Raiders. It's a dumpster fire versus dumpster fire. Give me the Jaguars. Chiefs at Bills. Now I know the Bills have been beating the Chiefs up every regular season game. I mean, not thrashing them, but they've been winning. But I don't like this Bills team, man. I don't even have them in my top 10 power rankings. They're not good. Other than Josh Allen and James Cook, I don't really like this team that much. The O-line's good, but the defense, I don't trust it. I'll give you the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs winning this weekend. Seahawks at Commies. Jaden Daniels will be back, but Terry McLaurin is out again. He's no longer scary Terry. He's just Terry at this point. There's just nothing scary about this team. The Seahawks should win this one. They're going across the country for the game, but they do very well. They travel a lot of things. They end up doing pretty well. So give me the Seahawks for this one. And then Monday Night Football, Cardinals at Cowboys. I know Kyler should be coming back after a long layoff with injury. I don't like the Cardinals. Not the same without James Conner. It looks like literally, and they've actually played better with Jacoby Brissett. So yeah, I got the Cowboys coming out on top on this one. But yeah, guys, let me know what y'all think, what y'all status on everything. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's a makeshift one. It's different. It's not me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 co-hosts. It's just me today. But I want to go Puro Pinche Sports on this. I wanted to chat with y'all. Let me know in the comments what y'all think as far as like predictions, where y'all think on standings, rankings, all that stuff. Uh, Again, like, share, subscribe. Really do appreciate it when y'all do that. Definitely helps the algorithm, and it definitely will allow me to spread, have a conversation with y'all. I really would. I mean, it's great. I know there's a lot of great channels out there, but really would appreciate the help there, guys. But that's all I got for tonight. Um, y'all have fun. World Series update. This is like after the game. I think the Blue Jays won 6-1, so they're up 3-2. Game's going out back to Toronto. Upset. That would be fun for the country of Canada. Obviously, Toronto hasn't had a championship since the Raptors. We know what that drama is going on with Kawhi and everything that's coming out. So, hey, if the FBI is on, you know, Patelkesh, I believe that the FBI director's name, if he wants to track down freaking all the gamblers, track down Kawhi and his uncle. They won't be hard to find. But guys, thank you for watching. We are Puro Pinche Sports. We are out.